because two companies belong to the same industry, that doesn't necessarily mean they'll actually give you the same results. There are winners and losers in any business. Sometimes the difference between the two is incredibly stark. Just look at the toy makers. Last week, Mattel posted a disappointing quarter, but I told you not to assume that Mattel's main competitor, Hasbro, would follow in its footsteps. Hasbro's best of breed. Sure enough, this morning, Hasbro reported a spectacular quarter. Company posted a monster 16-cent earnings beat off a 38-cent basis, substantially higher than expected revenues. In response, the stock vaulted up $5.67, nearly 6% today. What sets Hasbro apart? First of all, the company has an incredibly lucrative partnership with Disney, which gives Hasbro the exclusive right to make toys, games, action figures for some of the biggest franchises in the world. Think Star Wars, all the Marvel comics, movies, and of course, all of titles you normally associate with Disney, Frozen, for instance. Keep in mind, there are some huge Disney pictures coming later this year, like the new Guardians of the Galaxy next month and the new Star Wars sequel in December. Plus, Hasbro has a growing digital games business, and the company's old-school brands like Nerf and Transformers, Monopoly still doing well. So can the stock keep climbing? Let's check in with Brian Goldner, the chairman and CEO of Hasbro, to find out more about the quarter and where it's come. He's headed. Mr. Goldner, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
All right, Brian, I want to talk directly about the notion of the experiential opportunities you have and how you're doing 360 gaming, meaning that people are not just buying toys off of a shelf. How much has that meant to what I regard as being a major acceleration in your earnings and your revenues?
Well, of course, as we build these experiences, we're surrounding the consumer in a 360-degree way. We are creating social media type games that are now allow people to play face-to-face, but we're also creating digital games. And what we're finding out about our brands is they really resonate in that mobile gaming space. And we're seeing great performance from Backflip Studios, which is our own company, but also through third-party relationship like Yahtzee with Buddies that comes from Scopely and others.
Well, how is it possible, for instance, one of the great moments in your conference call is you start talking about that there's a big pickup in Monopoly and Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, these are things that, you know, my kids, myself, we know and thought that they were spent years ago. Clearly not the case.
Well, it really starts with the consumer insight. We spend a lot of time getting proprietary consumer insights, really understanding our audience. And then we are surrounding them with storytelling. So every one of our brands, we have an immense story. Dungeons and Dragons is episodic storytelling. Magic the Gathering, similarly, card releases that go throughout the year. And Monopoly, it's about engaging people in a social media sense. Even brands like Baby Alive that you would think wouldn't have a social media presence, just this past quarter, 117 million user-generated pieces of content were viewed online. So people are playing with our products and sharing, and then we're fostering that and really allowing people to experience these brands in any way they want, in any platform, in any screen.
Well, one of the things you're doing that I didn't get enough credit or talked about in the conference call, I'm a member of the Dollar Shave Club, I'm a member of the Kennedy of the Month Club. I love these clubs. I am going to join the subscription service that you're going to have for new games because I don't want to be left out. Tell me about this.
So Hasbro Game Crate is fantastic. It'll launch this summer. Each crate can be selected. Either you can select a family crate or a party crate. I'm not sure which one you might select. But there'll be 3 games inside. They're curated by our gaming experts. And that gives you an opportunity to play a game that nobody's ever played before but been selected by our team. And then you get that 4 times a year. And then the idea is you share with us what you think about this, and it gives us an opportunity for profitable experimentation around new games that we think are great. And then we can roll them out to omni-channel retailers after you've experienced them.
Something that caught my eye in your conference call that I think may be part of everything we've talked about is it's ethereal, I know, ranking #1 on corporate responsibility for CR Magazine. I point this out because when you just mentioned you can go back and tell people from Hasbro what you liked, that's not like many companies. We don't even think, maybe there's a customer service person. I'm not hearing that from you. I'm hearing about customer immersion.
Well, that's exactly right. We are very connected to our consumers and customers all around the world. We take direct feedback. And we've really thought about this in a multitude of ways. We have a sustainability center of excellence where we're really working on products that are better for the planet. We got rid of thousands of feet of wire ties a few years ago. We're moving to biodegradable plastics, whatever that might be. Ethical sourcing is another area that we're very, very focused on. And then, of course, inclusion. Inclusion in our workforce, inclusion in the kinds of people that we portray and the way that we think about our products, and diversity. Even our board of directors, we're thinking about diversity and how we build a board that's with wonderful capabilities and a diverse background.
Now, could that be some of what's the strength now in Europe and then Latin America, which I heard, or is that just also those those areas of the world are doing a little bit better?
Well, we are seeing a little bit of puts and takes in the UK that came out of a lot of discounting around the last holidays for our retailers, not in our behalf. Latin America is performing very strongly, but we've seen throughout 16 all these regions have performed strongly. We use some of this as timing early in the year. As we get into the second quarter, you know, we're going to get into new movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, the brand new Spider-Man, our own Transformers, which is our movie, and then, of course, in partnership with Paramount. And then, of course, in the fall, we have our first animated feature film, My Little Pony, the animated feature, which is going to be fantastic. We can't wait to launch that, and Lionsgate's distributing that for us. And
just one last thing, you do have there's a Star Wars series of shorts that come out that I think people don't know about that could be fabulous for you.
Well, it's actually called Forces of Destiny. It was just announced, and it's all about a great cast, particularly iconic heroes, focused on a lot of our female heroes in the Star Wars universe. Lucasfilm and Disney are producing this. It'll air over the summer, and we'll launch a line of adventure figures as well as role play. And it's great along the lines of that, along with the 40th anniversary celebration of Star Wars, and then moving into the movie, and you've got Force Friday 2 starting on September the 1st.
Well, there's a lot to look forward to. I think the stock is still very much on a trajectory to go much higher. Brian Goldner is the chairman and CEO of Hasbro. Great to see you, sir.
Great to see you.
This stock's not done. It's got too much firepower coming ahead. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.